And now we get another little cutscene. Oh, well, that's it. That's the end of the game. I hope you enjoyed it. And unfortunately, the sequel, Sanity's Redemption, was never made. And no, it can't be made. It isn't happening. Although I'll tell you, I was much further in the game when that happened to me the first time, and I actually thought that was the end of the game. I thought it was going to be like a two-part thing over the course of 2 stories of 2 games. Alright, so we just finished Karim's chapter, and what did we learn in his chapter? Well, we learned the recovery spell, which is good, but that's not really what we need right now. The big thing we did in Karim's chapter is we got the Xel'lotath rune. The Xel'lotath rune. Hey, the phone's ringing. Moshi Moshi.
Hello?
Remember me, Alex?
This isn't really happening.
Sorry, Alex, but it is. The Xel'lotath rune corresponds with this door. So we're going to cast it. Oh, maybe something else I should bring to your attention. We read the chapter for Karim up in the, I guess it was the guest bedroom. But when the chapter was over, we were back in the hidden study. Oh, mouse. Alright, so we're in the pantry. And I guess, some coffee? No. A spice jar with a scrap of paper inside. A firmly sealed glass spice jar. The faint aroma of Arabian spices is tantalizingly emanating from it. There's a piece of paper inside it. Should Alex open the jar? Of course she should. And now we get the chapter, The Lurking Horror. Oh. Story time with Xel'lotath and Pius.
My liege, the future is yours. The light in the age of darkness has been extinguished. The pillar of flesh has been constructed. The master of chaos, the keeper of the ancients, is long dead. The planets will be in alignment soon. All is prepared for your arrival. I will begin the final incantation that will bring you into our world within days. The next millennium will truly usher in a new age. Your guardians, now prepare the gate! My liege, the future is yours. The light in the age of darkness has been extinguished. The pillar of flesh has been constructed. The master of chaos, the keeper of the ancients, is long dead. The planets will be in alignment soon. All is prepared for your arrival. I will begin the final incantation that will bring you into our world within days. The next millennium will truly usher in a new age. Your guardians, now prepare the gate. My liege, the future is yours. The light in the age of darkness has been extinguished. The pillar of flesh has been constructed. The master of chaos, the keeper of the ancients, is long dead. The planets will be in alignment soon. All is prepared for your arrival. I will begin the final incantation that will bring you into our world within days. The next millennium will truly usher in a new age. Your guardians, now prepare the gate!
Alright, that cutscene, just like the other cutscene with Pius and his ancient, is going to be different depending on the ancient that he has aligned himself with at the beginning of the game. Like with the last time that happened, I'll probably splice in the videos so that you can see those as well. Alright, after the chapter page is removed, a spice jar is no longer needed. Alex discards it. Alright, so we have the Lurking Horror chapter page. This one isn't that long, and even though it's not that long, I do think it's one of the more interesting chapters. This appears to be a page from the Tome of Eternal Darkness. It is entitled The Lurking Horror. Should Alex read it now?
I will not argue that I was shocked by the sudden mention of one of my ancestors, the distinguished Dr. Maximillian Roivas. It chilled me to my bones. Where had this ancient book come from? How had my ancestor stumbled upon it? I feverishly began to read more.
Alright, so now we hear about the first Roivas to get involved with the Tome of Eternal Darkness.
It seems that Maximillian had inherited his father's mansion, just as I had. Alone since the death of his wife, and since his children had their own adult lives, he explored the house to discover his
the Roivas family estate, Rhode Island, 1760 AD. So now we've jumped way ahead of every other character's story so far.
It has been 2 weeks since the death of my father, and it has finally come to me to look over the mansion. Now, I am truly alone, and forced to start a new life here in Rhode Island. I intend to make the mansion mine, and live in it as my forefathers have, to continue the family tradition. The mansion has its secrets, I'm sure, and in my time here, I have to make them mine.
Alright, so we are playing Maximillian Roivas. And Maximillian Roivas here is voiced by a gentleman named William Hookins. Now that name may sound familiar to Star Wars nerds. Mr. Hookins here did lots of television from the 80s into early 2000 when he passed away in 2005. He also did some voiceover work, but he's probably most famous, and I think this is kind of funny, he's most famous as Porkins from Star Wars. Yes, in the original Star Wars film, New Hope, he was Jack Porkins, one of the X-Wing pilots that made the first run on the Death Star, and for whatever reason that tickles me. I think that is so amusing. A desk cluttered with notes and rights. Mostly business to do with the Roivas estate. Now I think he is unarmed at the moment. But he has flintlock pistol, which means he's going to be finding a flintlock. We take a look. Yes, he already has one of them. The French flintlock holster pistol was in use from the 1680s. As a muzzle-loaded pistol, its rate of fire is rather low, but it packs a powerful punch. Well, might as well equip it. He also has his medical journal. Maximilian's medical journal, used to take notes on medical and pathological analysts. Alright. Well, there is something special we can do with Maximilian that we can't do with any other character. Maximilian, being a medical doctor, can perform autopsies on the enemies he defeats. Now, since I've already played through it twice, I've done autopsies on those enemies that I played through those two alignments. We will try to do the autopsies on the enemies that I missed in this one. A small collection of Maximilian's medical journals, references, and reports. Now, if Maximilian is looking familiar to any of you, well, that's because we saw his ghost way back a couple of episodes ago. The servant is preoccupied with his duties. Now, one of his duties, well, a state-of-the-art interior outhouse, polished teak and mahogany finish. It is truly a sight to behold and experience. Yeah, we're just going to leave you to your work. And look, there's a door in the hallway that is not there in the present. The door to the servants' quarters is securely locked. Maximilian, however, can't help but feel uneasy. An ominous presence lurks behind that door, making the hairs on his neck stand out on end. And the stained glass window is here, but it has a different image on it, and it's not protected by that barrier. A stained glass window, resplendent with bright colors and exquisite workmanship. There's something odd about it, perhaps the curious details of its shape and content. Okay, I think the only other room up here is the master bedroom. Let's go take a look at that. No bust, but there is flintlock pistol ammunition. Ooh, and some notes. On the bedside table is an open letter. Let's read what it says. A letter written with some precision in longhand. Dear friend, the antiquity of which you ask is indeed the antiquity of which you ask is indeed the Tome of Eternal Darkness, or a copy of it at least. Its secrets are still hidden from me, for I have been unable to read it, as have most scholars who have tried. It will remain within the sanctity of the mansion, for in the wrong hands it would be a powerful weapon. Pursue it if you will, but beware its magic. It is a harsh mistress. Aaron Roivas. And look what he just has sitting here on the mantle. He has the Regamore Codex. Pardon me. Oh, do you have anything to say? The servant mutters under his breath, not realizing that Max is nearby. He appears to be distressed at his lot in life, working all the time. The mirror's grim reflection returns Max's questioning gaze. His face, racked with sleepless nights and a strange gleam in his eye, hinted at a growingly odd demeanor. Another one of the fancy toilets, and more flintlock pistol ammo. Well, that's it for the second floor at the moment. Let's go check out the ground floor. Okay, I don't see any servants up here. Oh, there's one. Let's go say hello. Oh, this is something we didn't take a time to look at. We can look over the balconies here, down at the rest of the interior of the mansion. What we really want to do is talk to you. Whilst performing her duties, the servant makes idle chit-chat about the room's temperature. We can also do the same thing over here. Oh, I see something down there. Let's go get it. But looky what's on the wall. The wall is decorated with a colored, triangular design. Although Max has seen this particular embellishment time and time again, its significance still evades him. And there's no door to the library over here. It's probably not been built at this point in the game. Cold moonlight filters through the grime-stained windows. Even with servants cleaning every day, the house never seems to get very clean, as if the very nature of the house itself is soiled. So many secrets to uncover in the house. Maximillian is inexplicably drawn back into the house to continue his exploration. Ah, another letter. A letter, scrawled by a panicked hand with clotted ink. Dear friend, the house has been forsaken by the ancients. I dare not enter it for fear of my mortal soul. I would suggest that you leave also. Bring the book. It is far more potent tool than you have learned, and may well swing the balance in our favor. A. Roivas. Alright. Now we're going to go into the kitchen. It's probably an area of the game he's very familiar with. And I see another codex right over here. This is the Chattur'gha codex. And his pantry is not locked. Well, of course his pantry is not locked. A pump handle is sitting on a barrel inside the pantry. What is it doing here? Whilst going about her duties, the servant casually remarks about a strange quality hanging in the air. The odd comment makes Maximillian feel like something is quite amiss. Why would she say that? A cozy fireplace is the focal point of the kitchen, leading a good deal of warmth to the austere room at night. With a kind smile, she asks if Maximillian has an appetite. I'm sure he does, as she is preparing a hearty meal for the evening. I guess over here is what, the dining room? No piano yet. The servant inquires if Maximillian requires anything of service. think the fireplace is what we want to look at. There is something written beneath the image. When darkness spreads its wings before my master, Xel'lotath's greatest foe, the path to truth will be opened. So we can move this raven around. And we want to put the raven in front of Xel'lotath's greatest enemy. Now that is Chattur'gha, because if you remember, the circle goes red, green, blue, red. Ah, secret passage. And there's a scroll waiting for us right here. A curled scroll of aged parchment sits atop a stack of dusty books. It is covered with strange diagrams and writing. And we just learned the Reveal Invisible spell. And we just found Max's melee weapon. An ornament saber is displayed on the wall. Cavalry swords, like this saber, were used chiefly as an item of ceremonial dress for officers. The brass knuckle guard was a style popular with both American and English cavalry officers in the second half of the 18th century. And while we're at it... Oh, he doesn't have the Tome of Eternal Darkness yet. It's right there. So he can't look at his spells until he picks up the book. We're not going to pick up the book yet, we have a room to explore. And look what's on the wall. An aged flintlock pistol rests on a display stand fixed to the wall. Now Max has 2 flintlock pistols. Yeah, that's right, he's fighting guns akimbo. Which is probably good because they only get 1 shot each. Laying amidst the papers on the desk is a strange leather-bound book. Should Max pick it up? Now Max has the Tome of Eternal Darkness, and... he gets blasted with all the information of what has happened. But then that happens. There's a horror in his house. As Max lifts the Tome of Eternal Darkness, a letter slips out from between the pages. Deftly, Max catches it as it drops towards the floor. He's found a letter. So hey, even though there's a horror tromping around our house, let's read that note. A letter scrawled almost indecipherably by a wavering hand. Dear friend, as I suspected, the ruins of Engath, that blasted necropolis, lie deep at the site of the mansion. The accursed servants of Xel'lotath are so close I can almost hear their chittering. There's a secret opening in the basement, and from there we can gain access. I urge you to gather some men and seal it, or better yet, have that damn place destroyed. I have stowed something that you will find useful on the upper level. Look to the light and you will find it. I wish that I could be at your side, but my ailment worsens daily and I know that my time is short. A.R. But he does have his spells now. So let's take a look at the Reveal Invisible spell. A torn scroll with magical equations and notes upon it. It reads, with this enchantment, the invisible is rendered visible. Use it wisely, for some things are invisible for a reason, and mortal kind not meant to see them. This spell requires the Narrowcath and Regamore runes. Now we have the Regamore rune. Pretty sure we have the Regamore rune. No, we do not. We have the Regamore Codex. So let's go say hello to that creature that just teleported into our house. Our servants are cowering from it, with good reason. And I think it's actually going after our servants. Alright, we blew out 2 of its heads. At least I think we did. No, we didn't blow out any of its heads. Dang. has a magical rune inside it. And now we know the Reveal Invisible spell. Okay, let's kill it. No, we're not killing it. We're performing an autopsy. Alright, a new entry has been placed in Maximilian's medical journal. It can be accessed from the journal section of the tome. Now, we're going to look at his autopsies a little later. So hey, why are you punching me? I just saved you from that horrible creature. This is the thanks we get. Oh, great, there was a bone thief in there. No wonder it attacked us. But now we're going to do an autopsy of it.
Fabulous.
Well, those of you watching, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I love horror games like this. It's a shame more of them haven't been made. But we'll talk about that a little later. Alright, unfortunately, Maximilian is all messed up. And we have no way to heal his health yet. But that will change. Now, his flintlock pistols need to be reloaded, so we're going to mix them. Oh, he can't, that's right, he can't load a weapon if it's not equipped. A little annoying, but what can you do? Oh, good work, Max. Shot your damn self. Oh.
Really happening?
Nah, see, he's fine. I'll tell you though, when that first happened to me, I got pissed. I thought I screwed something up and killed myself. Now, where's our other servant? Because actually, after you save them from monsters, if you can save them from monsters, they usually have something to tell you. Eyes wide with fright, his head twists frantically left and right, as if trying to see some invisible horror stalking him. Have you no eyes? Can't you see it? He cries. I don't know, that usually means there's still a monster around. But I think we got everybody. Alright, we're supposed to go upstairs, but we're going to check the other rooms first. Uh-oh. Trapper. Now, I don't think we can perform an autopsy on this one, because... what just happened? I actually thought that one got me. I actually thought I lost power. Or something happened, because I'm using my capture software. Oh, man. Alright. Oh, hey! She punched us. Oh, jeez, we are messed up. Yep. Bone thief in there. Poor Max. Crackling gleefully, the servant occasionally tosses what appears to be a human organ into a nearby pot, stirring carefully. She assures Maximilian there will be a meal to be long remembered. That may be happening, or that may just be Maximilian out of his mind. Jeez, he's so messed up. I don't think he's going to make it. When did I last save? Max, really. Really, Max, get off the ceiling. Oh, great, we were still in the middle of Karim's chapter when I saved.
Is it really happening?
Well, at the moment, we could heal, but we can't heal our health because we don't have the, how do you pronounce that again? The Chattur'gha rune. The Chattur'gha rune heals our health. The other runes heal our magic or our sanity. I blew up. Alright. That happened to me one time while I was trying to cast new spells. Like I was going into the spell list, new spell, and I was just trying random runes together. And that happened to me, and I figured for sure that I had screwed up and killed myself, and that was one of the things that could happen. Thankfully, it was just an insanity effect. So you see, with the Xel'lotath rune, we can recover some of our sanity. There's that knocking again. Alright, you. I can hear a bone thief. You are a bone thief, you jerk. We are so messed up. Okay, I'm gonna cast that again, actually. And it may not be the best idea, but I am going to save. See, that's why I need to be more careful. I need to really save at the beginning of each of these chapters. Actually, do you have anything to say? Now that I've taken care of all the monsters. No, he's still whining. Actually, no, we need to go upstairs. Okay, and what we actually want to do is turn around. Well, no, not yet. We don't want to turn around and leave just yet. Someone is in the chat saying, hey, take no chances, murder everyone. You're insane, you have an excuse. You have no idea how right you actually are about that. And looky. Max spies an envelope that has fallen behind the pedestal. Fallen, perhaps, or been hidden there. Despite his excitement at this discovery, Max senses something odd about it. A sense of evil. Alright, let's retrieve the sealed envelope. And that breaks the glass open. And another bone thief comes through. That's right, kill it like the rest. A paper envelope sealed with a glob of melted wax. An odd rune is pressed into the wax. There appears to be something heavy inside. Alright, inside the envelope is a letter addressed to one of Max's father's 80s. And Max has found the basement key. Well, we know in the present time that there's a basement, but At the current time, there doesn't appear to be a basement. Alright, so here's a little trick. I don't know if you really want to call it a trick, but when we enchant an item, like the dual pistols down here, they're now moved to the very top of the inventory. So sometimes doing that can make it easier to get at particular pieces of equipment. I'm also going to enchant the saber. Alright, now this is the moment that is going to make or break this chapter. I'll show you why in just a moment. I'm going to save again. Because now Max is sort of in this weird sepia-toned version of his house. And there's a horror. For those that were just asking, yes, you can re-enchant items. Oh, we got all our health back. I was not expecting that. So, like, even though our weapons are enchanted blue right now, if we came across an enemy that was weak to red or green, we could enchant them to that color instead. But Max has found a magic rune, and that is the Chattur'gha rune. So now we can cast spells that heal us. See, now he's all messed up. Okay, that's awesome. So we're going to go to spell list, and we're going to assign recover Chattur'gha to up. And we're also going to assign Chattur'gha enchant to Y. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to assign reveal invisible, also Chattur'gha, to right. Now, anytime I want, if I just press the up button on the directional pad, it'll automatically cast the healing spell. In the present, the door to the basement is here. But right now we see a 3-point magical rune of Xel'lotath here. Well, what happens if we cast a 3-point reveal invisible of Chattur'gha? Well, what do you know? There was a door hiding behind there. And there are zombies down here. These are the green ones, so they will not like red magic. Our sword is going to be extra effective against them now. You can see that they're even glowing with magical energy from getting hit. But fighting them up here on the stairs, probably not a great idea. Alright, got more strength. The enemies went back downstairs, so that's good. Oh, did I not do an autopsy on the Bone Thief? No, this is probably an autopsy on the Chattur'gha zombie. Not the Chattur'gha, the Xel'lotath. Xel'lotath, the zombie. Alright, a paper rests on the rim of the well. It is the Damage Field spell. The Damage Field spell is one I don't really use often. A tattered scroll, lined with curious writing in a diagram, reads, "This incantation exerts a force of mystical power within the confines of its runes. Nothing may enter till it is dispelled. This spell requires the Bankarok and Reggamore runes." What that spell does is it makes a magical barrier, like some of the ones that we've already seen, that stops enemies from moving back and forth through it. Well, there's the Bankarok Codex. Rusted pump stands by the well. Its handle appears to be missing. But we found its handle a little earlier. And now we're going down the well. Okay. Where are we and why is our health so low? Uh-oh, we're trapped.
This isn't really happening.
No, we're not. And there is a Mantarok zombie that has a rune inside it. And with that, we learn the Damage Field spell. Now, I've already autopsied this zombie, so we don't get to autopsy it now. And look at that JPEG. Look at that JPEG that is this sprawling city before us. Max is incredulous at the sight. A desolate ruin of a fantastic city, built into a huge, naturally formed cave. Jutting spires, looming buildings poke through the dense fog. Light ebbs through the city, cracking in the wake of energy spilled from a light source held aloft by unseen forces. What's that, a horror game called Devil Inside? No, it doesn't ring a bell. I don't think I've played it. But if it ends up being something good, I might take a look at it in a future episode. Alright, so since I know that we're almost at the end of Maximilian's chapter, I'm going to heal and get our health up as high as possible. And we're going to enchant our pistols. And we're going to enchant our saber. Alright, wish me luck. Alright, Porkins is just trotting up. And While yes, that does look like a monster from Silent Hill. It just cast, I think, a 9-point damage field. So we can't turn around and leave. We have to go fight. I'm gonna try to interrupt that spell. Ow. Alright, it just cast magical attack on us. That just means that it did raw magical damage to us. Ooh, did we get it? Alright, now he will automatically perform the autopsy on this creature. This creature is a Xel'lotath Guardian.
The accursed beast was dead, but not without its toll on me. That was but one, and there was an entire city of them. I could not hope to fight them all alone. I knew I had to get help. I knew there was a way. I just had to find it.
3 months later.
I tried to tell them, but they wouldn't listen to me. Damn their eyes! They didn't believe me. Strange creatures, the world in peril from unseen foes. The darkness. Instead, they jeered and threw me into this forsaken place. A place of empty souls and fevered thoughts, reeking of fetor and decay. Thinking me mad with delirium. The fools cast away their hopes of salvation, but locking me in this damned asylum. May the rats eat your eyes! I am now lost to your cause! The darkness comes! It will damn us all!
So yeah, it doesn't end well for Maximillian. He ends up locked up in an insane asylum, just like when he went down the well. But I do want to say I think Mr. Hookins did a great job delivering those lines there.